Greetings and welcome to part 10 of our Oboe series using essential elements for band. This is going to be focusing on page 21 in your book, looking at 107 to 118. This is the blue belt for band karate. So let's go right to 107. We have two notes. We have a D flat and an E flat, and underneath it says alternate fingering. Sometimes you're going to find you need to play a different E flat because of these pinky keys. Okay, again, we don't want to be moving fingers all over the place. So D flat is your D, and then the middle pinky key. The alternate E flat is your D, and then this pinky key right here. Not your A flat key, not the sticky out key, but this key. D flat, E flat. Let's give it a whirl. 107. Okay, we need to have a little discussion about F. Okay, we know regular F with the hot dog / taco key. We know forked F, this one. All right, there's actually another forked F you can use, and that's without this pinky and with this alternate E flat key. Because both of these keys operate this right here. Okay? When you have a professional level oboe, they are very expensive, which is why student oboes don't tend to have them. They have what's called an F resonance key, which is going to make your forked F without any pinkies sound really good. So without either of these E flat keys, with them, they sound louder and more in tune when you have a pinky key. When you get to a really professional level oboe, you're not going to have to use either of the pinkies on here. So what I want to say is, sometimes you're going to find that you're going from the D flat into the E flat, and then you have to do a forked F, and you can actually leave this pinky on here to get that nice resonant F. Another thing you can do, really, is not use any pinkies. Now, the tone is not as good, but it still counts as an F. As much as possible, if you need to sound really good on a note, I would suggest you're using one or the other of these pinkies. But when you get to higher levels, say high school or so, you're really not going to need either of these pinkies on that F. So, yeah, kind of crazy. The best sounding F on your oboe is the regular F with the hot dog key. So whenever you can use that, great. The problem is that in elementary band literature, there's a lot of E flats and Ds, which are going to require you to use the forked F. All right, so that's my little spiel on F. 108 is your first blue belt song. Notice that your key signature has B flat, E flat, and A flat. Notice your time signature is 3/4, so 3 beats in a measure. It's allegro, so fairly fast. Again, not too crazy about going super fast, but going for every note sounding nice. You've got to pick up A flat in the beginning, and you're using a lot of those alternate E flats. All your Ds in here are going to be D flat. Turn the page with me. Page 22, at the top it talks about dotted quarter and eighth notes. So, a dotted quarter note, the best way to explain it is it's like a quarter note tied to an eighth note. Before we had a dotted half note. A dotted half note was 3 beats. Now we're going to talk about how we get that. You take the note value that has a dot on it, which is originally 2 for a half note. You cut it in half for 1. You add the original value. So a dotted half note is 3 beats. If you had a dotted whole note's 4 beats, divide by 2 is 2 beats, add the original 4, you would hold a dotted whole note for 6 beats. For a dotted quarter note, it's 1 beat, you cut off half of that, you get half a beat. So 1.5 beats. 1, 2, and. So 111 is demonstrating that. The first measure of 111, you have quarter, eighth, half note. The second measure, they tie the quarter to that first eighth note. So quarter, eighth, half note, or quarter, dot, eighth, half note. You can think of it that way too. C chanting, you're going to be using forked F throughout. B flat, E flat in the key signature, 3/4 time, 3 beats in measure, moderato, medium speed, and of course this is your next blue belt song. You could use a regular F for that first one, but I'm going to use fork just to keep it simple. Scarborough Fair. Notice the key signature is B flat, E flat, A flat, pinky A. You're on Dante, so a slow tempo, 3/4 time. This is your last blue belt song. Notice you have a ton of regular Fs and forked Fs. I really messed that one up. Let me try that again. Note to self, practice high notes before you start. Okay, so that's the end of your blue belt for band karate. Look at 116, the turnaround. This is going to show you what it's going to sound like when you have the eighth note coming before the dotted quarter note. Just taking a look at 118, New World Symphony, it looks complex, but you're only playing the top page. The bottom part is a piano accompaniment. So if someone you know plays piano, they could accompany you on that. The next video is going to focus on the red belt for band karate. Keep on practicing.